What's up, my Koopa Troop? It's Koops, and welcome back to another episode of One Piece Treasure Cruise. Today we're doing Clash Doflamingo. We did this event at the start of this year. However, I did a pretty piss-poor job of it. I didn't have a whole lot of time to set up a team. The event was ending real soon, and so I just kind of flubbed it. I was running a Whitebeard team comp, but I'm back to show a little bit more justice and give you guys a cleaner way of beating this event. Alright, so we'll be doing the ultimate 60 stamina, Unparalleled Cruelty. You definitely want to farm for Doflamingo, as he is one of the best characters in the game. Possibly the best. His special is probably the best special in the game. And he has 1500 attack, so he is a strong character that you're going to definitely require to beat a lot of upcoming Coliseums, raid bosses, things like that. So for this event, you can run several options. You can run a Gear 3 Luffy, a Legend Luffy, a Blackbeard. However, I will be running Monster Chopper. In my opinion, I find him to be the safest and very easy way of farming for Doflamingo, whereas Gear 3 Luffy, I feel like, puts a lot of pressure under you to hit perfects, and if you fail, your whole run's screwed and you lose 60 stamina right there. I find Monster Chopper to be quite good because you actually have some safety in HP. Surprisingly, normally Monster Choppers aren't known for their HP, but you have some safety in HP as well as you have a lot of flexibility in missing. I mean, that, like, you don't want to miss, but if you hit a grade on accident, your run's not dead. Where in Gear 3 Luffy, it's probably dead. So I'm looking for a Monster Chopper friend. I want to find someone with orb slots boosted. You don't need, and speaking on slots, you actually don't need slots for this run. It just is nice. That's the only reason I'm looking for one right now. And I'm getting kind of unlucky. Everyone's got some good stuff, but not what I'm looking for this particular thing. All right, this will work perfectly. Okay, so here's my team comp. I am running double Monster Chopper. As I said, this will boost strength characters' attack by 3, but greatly lower their HP. I have a Whitebeard, Mihawk, Jozu, and Golden Pound Usopp. Now, Whitebeard obviously is a legend, and I don't expect many people to have him. If you do not have him, you want a red orb manipulator. So you want someone who has high attack and probably some kind of good special, like Captain Kid would be decent. I've run him before. He will switch his own slot to red, which is useful for the final area. Maybe a strong Flamenco, where you can change some orb slots to give everyone red. That would be pretty decent. Fossa would be good, as he boosts strength characters' attack. You just need to make sure you have a cooldown on any of your characters of about 17 or 18 at max. I mean, you really can't go higher than that. Lower is obviously great, but 17 or 18 max is about how fast we want to get. I mean, I think we'll run this event in about 18, 19 turns, but so you don't really want the specials to be much higher than that. Obviously, then I've got Mihawk. He has a dexterity, but I do want a dexterity that'll help me stall for 2 more turns. Obviously, Mihawk's special is amazing too, as he will reduce all enemies' HP by 30%, same as Whitebeard. Jozu is blue character, but he will reduce dexterity attack to 0 for 1 turn. You do need a damage reduction in this slot. You need either Alvida, Corona, or Jozu. Alvida lowers damage by 80%, or lowers the enemy's damage by 80%, Corona by 90%, and Jozu nullifies dexterity. So I prefer Jozu. I find the run even safer with a Jozu. I mean, if you have very low HP, a Corona or Alvida might not save you. Obviously, Alvida would get more damage from the Monster Chopper, but I just prefer Jozu, and Golden Pound Usopp obviously to stall for a couple more turns of damage at the end. So that's my whole team comp. Let's go ahead and get started. Orb slots don't really matter in this one. However, slots don't really matter, but I prefer having the orb booster. It is useful near the end when you're trying to get a couple of red orbs to take down Doflamingo. So I'll try my best to explain everything thoroughly and slowly. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. So at the start here, we got a little lucky. This is good. So you can see that we want to take out the guy with the 1-turn cooldown in the front, and the guy that's blue in the back is the one we want to leave till he attacks next turn. He will lock dexterity for 2 turns and not actually attack. That's why we brought a dexterity along. That'll be useful in stalling. The whole point of this kind of event is to find little places to stall here and there, and we'll do our best to exploit them. So let's take out this guy in the front, and then maybe a random other minion if we can. Usopp is actually good enough to take out that guy. All right, perfect. So we just went ahead and took out a couple random characters here. Now I'm going to take out only this character. I'm not going to touch the blue one in the top, as I just said a second ago. Just going to go ahead and miss my attacks. Don't want to go and attack this guy, because if I do, I might kill him. He's going to bind Dexterity for 2 turns, as well as not attack himself. Now I'm going to go ahead and waste a turn with Jozu. He won't do much damage. And this turn, I'll go ahead and kill him. As I said before, Monster Chopper teams I like because they actually sit around 9,000 or so HP, making them tanky enough to deal with 1 or 2 hits. So, for example, that first turn there, sometimes you get unlucky and 4 or 5 characters might have all 1-turn cooldowns, which is very annoying. But instead of just straight losing right there or getting beat up, you can tank about 1 or 2 of the random minion mobs and be A-okay. Alright, for this one, we want to kill off the 3 guys surrounding the giant, but not the giant himself. Alright, now here the giant's going to have 1 turn before he attacks. This is the hardest, I think about the hardest part of the whole run, is to get this giant below 20%. So we want to get the giant on his knee animation. Now to do that, it's kind of tough. Gear 3 Luffy teams have a real hard problem with this because they have to get to the perfects to do enough damage, but then once they get the damage multiplier, they don't want to kill him. Monster Choppers have a little bit of an easier time, but it's still very difficult. I'm going to go ahead and hit perfects, or try to, on the 3 bottom characters. And then probably Whitebeard, and then I'll try to miss on Chopper, and we'll just kind of, we'll see how it goes. It's kind of a gauging thing, but it's kind of tough to do. And I failed it. I actually did not mean to hit perfect. I meant to hit a great there. But what you want to do there is if you get him below 20%, he's going to boost his attack by 20 times. And he'll, but he won't attack, and then he'll wait 2 more turns. So you get 2 more turns of stalling. I failed it though, so that's kind of bad. You really need all the stalling you can get in this one. It's going to hurt our run significantly, but we'll still go through with this. Really, I meant to hit a great there. I still probably would have maybe had too much damage. I probably should just let it whiff. But the blue chopper was not going to do, the blue orb chopper was not going to do enough to get him in that 20% range. And I just kind of panicked a little bit. Now here's annoying. We want to take out these 2 guys with 1 turns, but I don't want to take out the turtle. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, so it's okay for him to hit us. We can stall on him. Him and the lobster actually don't do a lot of damage, so it's fine to leave those 2 up. But I want to kill off all the other minions around him. So even though I ended up missing my attack combo, it's fine. All I want to do is make sure I didn't kill the turtle. I want to stall on him, and because I definitely failed on stalling on the giant, which is pretty bad, I need to make sure I hit all my other stalls in this run so I have my cooldowns low enough. We just want to kill this guy, and that's it for this time. Alright, just made sure I didn't go any further. Alright, here I'm going to let the lobster hit me, so I'm just going to start working on the turtle. They both have 8 HP, so you want to hit with 4 combo characters and just miss. You don't really need to get orb slots. You can if you want, but we're going to lose them next turn, so it's not a big deal here. However, obviously having more damage is better than having less damage, so getting a couple red orbs on your big characters is fine. I'm just missing on these attacks because they both have 8 HP. We're just trying to waste some turns here. So I did miss the one stalling opportunity, which is kind of bad, but we should still be all right. Here is the kind of make or break it stage. These guys will do a lot of damage if they're left up. What we want to do is we want to aim for the seahorse in the back here. He has 6 HP, everyone else has 5. So you can't just miss on every attack and be fine. What we want to do is kill this guy with Golden Pound Usopp, use Jozu and Mihawk to kill the bottom left guy, and then my 3 red characters will kill off the green, the blue, and the yellow character. You want to leave the intelligence character up because he will lock yellow or side characters for 2 turns. And we have a Golden Pound Usopp, so he'll lock him for 2 turns and then put himself on a 2-turn cooldown, so that works out pretty well. Alright, got through them all. I played it a little risky. I should not have used the blue chopper, then I should have used him on the green guy. But we still managed to do okay. Now, this guy has 5 HP, so we want to make sure we go ahead and miss with a 4 attack combo character. I want to try and get red orbs on the choppers and Whitebeard if possible. I got lucky there and got a orb on Chopper. Let's see if I can get a red orb on Whitebeard. These orbs will not go away, so I want to save the good ones for Doflamingos. Oh, nice. I got very lucky. That's why I got the orb slots. All right, now we get the 2 Doflamingos. These guys are very tough. However, if we play it right, it shouldn't be too bad. Unfortunately, my cooldowns aren't as low as they could have been because I missed those 2 turns of stalling, but otherwise I did pretty well. The bottom Doflamingo will lower our HP by half, which is where he's annoying, but that should be the last time they attack us. We want to make sure we go ahead and attack the top one and not the bottom one. The top one has a lot more evil tricks up his sleeve, so we want to take him out before we work too much on the bottom one. Now, you can see here, my Monster Chopper will actually not come into play. He is a 7-turn cooldown, so he's kind of useless. The other one will come into play soon, but we'll wait for that on the next turn. Right now, we just want to do as much damage as possible. Oh my gosh, couple fails there. So obviously you don't want to hit misses or greats like I just did. That was pretty bad for me. Not going to make excuses for that poor play, but sometimes that happens. But however, that's why I like the Monster Chopper team. We still should be fine. A Gear 3 Luffy team might have very suffered there if he hit a great in the middle, but that's okay. Monster Chopper teams are a little bit more forgiving. So now I want to use Josu's special. These guys have 1 turn before they go on a rampage on you. So this is where you use this to stop both of them from doing damage to you. If you had a Perona or Alvita, you use them here too. We would probably be okay with either Perona or Alvita in this case. However, if we had gotten hit by another character, had a little bit lower HP, like 2,000 or something, we might have been in trouble. So now we also want to go ahead and use Mihawk's special. I don't really want to use the Chopper special yet. I'm going to wait till I get my Whitebeard special off. My Whitebeard has a 1/8. He's not max. He's very close, but he's not max, so can't use his yet. We also can't use Usopp. If you see the top right, these guys are under immunity, meaning you cannot stall them, which is why you have to have damage reduction. You have to have the damage reducer. That's why I brought Josu. Let's go and do some more damage here. I'm not hitting my perfects like I should be doing, but we'll still be all right. Okay, so there, we reduced all the damage to 0, which is pretty nice. Now we want to go ahead and use Whitebeard's special. If you don't have Whitebeard, that's fine. Right now, you want to start doing damage. We want to kill the top guy in 2 turns. We should be able to kill him pretty quickly, but we want to make sure we take him out before... In 2 turns, he'll lock the middle 2 characters, Whitebeard and Golden Pound Usopp. And I don't want that to happen because you lose a lot of your damage then. Now I can go ahead and use this Monster Choppers thing. This is just a nice special. It doesn't really help a lot. I've seen it go up to 300-something thousand, but I've also had it in one of my previous runs that did 4,000. I'm like, what, that 4,000 damage? Legit? That was so bad. We can't use Golden Pound Usopp special. We'll be using that next turn. Right now we want to do as much damage as possible. All right, took him out. If we hadn't taken him out, it would have been fine. He would have lightly boosted attack for both Doflamingos. It still won't hopefully come into play. Well, if it comes into play, we lose, but that wouldn't have mattered, actually. But after that, he'll lock the characters in the middle. We don't want that. Now is when you use Golden Pound Usopp, and we have 4 turns to kill off the bottom Doflamingo. So let's get to it. Not getting too lucky here on orb manipulation, but it should be fine. We will be able to win regardless. So last couple hits on this guy. Nice, enough to even use the last one. And we got the bottom Doflamingo to drop. That's pretty good for us. 2 Doflamingos, you can either have the top one drop or the bottom one, not both. The top one drops at a level 23. And the bottom one drops at level 25. I don't really know why, but there you go. Maybe the bottom one's the real one and the other one's the fake. Regardless, that's how you do it. You want to do the 60 stamina ultimate because it guarantees a drop. The 40 stamina does not guarantee a drop. I think it's probably like a 30% chance, which is very low for 40 stamina. You just don't really want to waste 40 stamina and not get a Doflamingo. So if you can, maybe you can do a couple 40 staminas till you get him to drop, but if you have the ability, you want to do the 60 stamina ultimate. So that's how you do it. I even didn't hit all my perfects, didn't do a great job there. I mean, didn't hit all my perfects, but Still, and I failed the stalling on the giant, but you can see why I like the Monster Chopper team. You have a lot of flexibility. However, the 30% damage 30% HP reduction is super useful. Without even touching the bottom guy with any attacks, I had lowered his HP by 55%, making him a pretty easy cleanup. If you don't have both of those, it can be challenging because then you have to do a lot of damage in 4 turns to finish him off, which is why I recommend those 2 characters. But like I said, if not, you can run Fossa. Here's the stats on this Doflamingo if the bottom one drops. The level 25. Like I said, you want him. He doubles slot effects for 1 turn, allows you to freely swap slots twice. He is insane. You can swap the slots around and then boost the damage by twice. It's like probably the best special in the game. I think it's just such a good character. He gets 1500 attack. His probably only downside is he only gets 2 orb slots, which is a little poor. But he's just already pretty broken as is, so they couldn't make him even more broken. He starts off at a very high cooldown. What is it at? 28. It goes all the way down to 15. And you want to max it. He's very useful and needed for raid bosses and especially Coliseum. So you want to get that special as low as possible. I'm trying to farm a lot because my guy is only at 7 at 22. So I have another 7 or so to go to get his special maxed. So that's how you do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any comments or suggestions or ideas, or if you have a winning team that worked even better than mine all the way through. I think this team is very safe, though. You can hit a couple of greats in between and not lose. Sometimes the minions are all at like 1 attack turn instead of 3 or 2, and you can still survive like 2, 3, or 3 of them hitting you and be okay. Whereas a Gear 3 Luffy team, I feel like can have some problems with that. So that's my suggestion. I hope you all enjoyed. Go ahead and karate chop that like button. Until next time, guys. GG.